I'm Doug Baker, and I'm the organizer, founder of Songwriters Scup.
My name is Mark Dillon. I am a songwriting instructor and professor at Guilford Technical Community College and UNCG, North Carolina.
I'm Bob Bedell, Pittsburgh, North Carolina, singer-songwriter.
I'm Brian Lampkin, one of the people who runs Scuppernong Books here in Greensboro, North Carolina.
And I'm Steve Mitchell, another person who hangs out at Scuppernong Books.
Throwaways, that's what we are. Yeah, we're just misfits in the dark.
Songwriters at Scup is based on what's called the Nashville Songwriters in the Round concept, which is basically, in our case, 3. Sometimes people will do it with 4 or 6 or something like that. 3 songwriters sitting together on stage, each one taking a turn playing one of their songs and telling the story either about what the song's about or how they came to write the song, or whatever they feel is appropriate, and then there's a little give and take between the performers and all that. So it makes for a very collegial kind of atmosphere.
Everyone should be a friend. Misconceptions reign.
Songwriters thrive in those environments that are small and that they're talking to each other and they're, working off of each other. And I think that's what Scup does really, the Scuppernong songwriting series does really well, is you really get to the heart of what it means to be a songwriter in so many different ways. And a lot of that's not just I'm going to be a famous songwriter. A lot of it's going to be this is a thing I'm working out of my life, and maybe an audience member there interacts with that too.
Without a doubt, it's a place for writers to grow. It's helped a lot of people with their confidence. There have been several people who have played it who it's either their first time or people who have backed off for a while and they go, well, maybe I want to get back in it. And it's been sort of a safe harbor for them to start back up.
I mean, the Scup is a place where people are going to come out to listen to you play. And they're going to listen to your words, and they're going to listen to the way you put the song together and the melody, and it will touch people, and they'll come up and talk to you, and you will enjoy it.
The people are actively listening. It's not like playing at a brewery or whatever where you're background. So people are listening, and a lot of times they will give you good feedback.
My feet stuck in the sand, that's how I am. I know I can't go far. Won't you throw me a line? Save my time, I don't want to fall too hard.
I've always been supportive of songwriters. I mean, I'm a songwriter myself. And I'm always fascinated by what it means to be a songwriter. And when Scup was getting started, I was sort of interested in seeing how they were pulling songwriters into a space that's actually a really great space for songwriters. You know, if you go to local breweries, you're going to have plenty of songwriters, but nobody listens to a word of what they're saying. They're there to drink, they're there to socialize. They're not necessarily there to hear what the songs are about. But Scup's interesting because, it's in a literary environment. So you actually have people paying attention to the songs. It's not big, it's not a giant room, it's a small space, but it'll become a songwriter space, and I really appreciate that.
Well, I think there's a little bit of feeling of that sort of special feeling of being inside something, It's 20 to 30 people who are allowed access to this kind of special moment. And I think that's one of the attractions, that you get to see something you're not going to see anywhere else.
It's very intimate. The people are there because they want to be there. They're not really there for any other reason but to hear the music. And that's what I like about those kind of venues, the listening rooms, as they would say. And it's a place, if you're a listener, it's a great place to come out and ask musicians questions if you have them. What was that song about? You said this and this really touched me. The audience has a little bit more in touch with the musicians.
The colors of the night wrap us up and hold us tight, give us courage to find our way home. When your face are blending, like I've always known.
One of the things that's most important to me is having some diversity in this series. Whether it's a gender thing, whether it's a cultural thing, whether it's an age thing, make sure I'm bringing in different people from different groups, different cultures, different perspectives, and having them be sitting here together. And a lot of times, some of the performers may not have met before. A lot of times it's very buddy-buddy, but sometimes there's, I don't know you, but I like that song. Oh, and and they'll talk back and forth, and it's just important to me to bring different communities into this community.
Community is so important for those kind of things. So I think that songwriting series really depends on the community that is there to see the artist as well too, and the songwriters themselves. I mean, you can go onto Spotify and probably listen to most of their stuff, but that's not the same thing as being able to interact with the artist in a small environment where they talk about their art. When you go into a place like Scuppernong, you are going in there because books are community too, and the same with the songwriting series. All of this is based in how we interact with our communities.
Can you see the beauty that still remains?
Music can be a very uniting force. It can be a very divisive force too, but it can be a very uniting force. It brings people together. It gives people purpose. It gives people a lens through which to look at life.
Freedom slips away through our fingers.
I think one of the positives of it is that it's different people every time, and even when you see someone who you might have seen before here, it's with a different combination of people. So there's different energies going on, there's different perspectives going on, and I think people appreciate that, the fact that these people are up here giving what they have to give, and they get off on that. They appreciate that.
And it was nice to see that too. And the audience was very receptive to all of the musicians that were up there. It's a great place, great space, great time, a magical experience.